dip in your hip and glide in your stride. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe, with shows throughout the week. Everything you want, everything you could need. From the paranormal to the supernatural, from the spiritual to the unknown, from emotions to comedy. You can find us at Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and so much more. This is Rift Nation Network, the RNN. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
Sensitive/offensive content disclaimer. Please note that this podcast may contain material that some listeners may find sensitive, offensive, or disturbing. We strive to create respectful and informative content, but topics discussed may include mature themes such as violence, explicit language, or controversial subjects, triggering content including discussions related to mental health, trauma, or other sensitive issues, explicit language. Occasionally, our guests or hosts may use strong language. While we aim to handle these topics with care and empathy, we encourage listeners to exercise discretion. If you find any content distressing, consider skipping or seeking support. Remember that this podcast is not a substitute for professional advice. If you need assistance, please consult a qualified expert.
Hey, I love that new music on your intro.
Thank you.
That's cool. I like it.
It's kind of a mix of some blues and some country and stuff like that, and that kind of fits me. So
And rock.
yeah.
I like it.
Thank you.
I think it's cool.
Welcome everybody to another wonderful edition of the Otter's Den with your host Keith and Joni.
Hey, what's going on, Otter's Den?
Just trying to keep my sanity.
It's difficult, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
it is.
We knew it. We knew it. We called it.
Yeah, we've been calling it. We called it before the thing where you go and vote and stuff. We've called all this.
You know, it's I don't even know what to say, because people are really kind of starting to flip. And what happens is we have Neptune. Neptune's going to Aries after 13 years being in Pisces. It's at 28, 29 degrees right now. Neptune rules mental illness or psychosis.
Well, that explains a lot.
So if you're on the fence or know someone that's suffering from, serious mental issues, keep an eye on them, because they're teetering until that shifts until the end of March. There's a lot of illusion going on. And Neptune is taking out the garbage right now. So garbage, it's going to be everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a dump. We saw that with Pluto back in November, before Pluto went into Aquarius full time. and it's like they take out the garbage at 29 degrees, 28 degrees. They're and the weather, rain, snow, flooding events between now and March 31st. It's crazy. It's garbage time. So
Water.
you just, I think the key to Neptune sitting up at this 29 degrees is that you have to vibrate above all the noise, all the racket, all the all the things that aren't true, and look down. You
Yes.
don't want to be with the bottom feeder carp and look up.
No.
You want to be looking down so that you're clear.
Yeah. You want to be with the bass and the crappie, not with the carp.
Right, because it's Neptune will make things very cloudy, very foggy, and it's easy to get stuck. And that's true with your regular life
Yeah.
right
It,
now.
it really is, because if you
Yeah.
know the analogy you used with the carp and the bottom feeders.
Yeah.
Now, when a fish that's on the bottom gets spooked and hightails it, what does it do? It stirs up the mud on the bottom and the water gets cloudy and you can't see. The
Right.
same kind of thing happens if somebody goes off the rails about something. Doesn't have to be political, anything.
No.
You say, "Hey, how you doing?" and they just explode all over you, and you're like, you're not sure what's going on. It's confusion, it's cloudiness. So next month and a half, you're going to want to practice that pause and expect people to jump off the handle and bite your head off. If you're expecting it, well, don't expect it. Just be ready for it. Those are better words. Be ready for it.
And don't listen to gossip
No.
at all. Don't get involved in any gossip, whether it's at work or with family or anything, because this kind of 29 degrees is just like a festering cesspool of
Yes.
gossip and mistruth. And the higher vibration of Neptune is fantastic. It's clairvoyance, it's the mystic, it's oneness. That's where you want to be in all of March.
Yeah. Yes. And people are going to talk your head off, whether you want them to or not.
Yeah.
About all kinds of things. Their trip to the grocery store. What's going on in that one color of house, in that one town. What they had last night for supper. I mean, it's just going to be blah, 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 blah.
It's going to be rambling because you have Mercury is in Aries, and Mercury goes into retrograde in March, the day after the lunar eclipse on March 14th.
Yeah.
Full moon eclipse. The next day, Mercury is in retrograde. So Venus and Mercury are playing retrograde together. So that's going to be that's going to really kind of mess with relationships.
I don't have one of those. I'm safe.
Well, a bunch of exes are going to be knocking down the door.
Yeah, I know.
It happens. It's you haven't heard somebody for like 3 weeks, and I guarantee between now and the 14th, they're gonna call or text. They come out of the woodwork. It's like bees on honey. It's like, what? What is it's eclipse season. Oh, it's Venus retrograde. Oh, it's Mercury. And they're in Aries.
Yeah.
Ugh. Loud, impulsive. Let's do it. Did you think about what you were doing? Well, no. That's when you're sitting in a jail cell. I didn't think about it.
That's the same with a Scorpio. You ask, hey, I got this going on. Should I do this? No. Next person, yes. No, absolutely not. Screw it. I'm doing it.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's Aries. Aries jumps and then thinks later. And then they wonder why is everybody mad at me? I didn't mean to say that. It just rolled off my tongue.
Yeah. Scorpio with the Aries back. I've said this before. I had to take years in order to learn how to practice the pause. Somebody bites my head off for something I had nothing to do with. The old me,
Hit 'em.
we ain't having this. Now it's like, nah, just hang on. Let's take a breath and let's look at the situation. Let's work through this situation.
Yes. It's Aries. That's one of the hardest lessons. Hi, Denise. And Aries will go through.
Yes.
I believe that. And you know, they think they're coming from a place of love, but they don't realize that they can be brutally honest. And sometimes it's not what they say, but it's how they say things.
Yes. And like I said, throw the Scorpio in on top of that. Sometimes I am guilty of this. I will admit it. I am way too blunt. It's just this. Here this is. And then I hear what I said, like maybe I should have sugarcoated that a little bit or changed the way I said it. I mean, it gets the message and the point across. But there's other ways that I could have done it. But I see that after. That's why I need to practice the pause.
It's a good practice to have, especially if you have any Aries in your chart. I don't care what planet. If there's any Aries in there, you've got that streak that it just rolls off. And it's like, oh, did I jump off that cliff?
Yeah.
Oh, I should have thought about that.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Sometimes that landing hurts.
Yeah, because you land on your head most of the time. But so that's a good thing for March, I think, because it's a lot of stop and start and stop and start and out of retro, into retro, out of a sign, into a sign and then add Neptune on top of it. It's going to be like, by the end of March, it's going to be like, what hit us? 2 eclipses.
Yeah.
And guess who the main player is in this one coming up on the 14th?
Doug.
Yep. We have Doug. Doug.
For those of you that don't know who Doug is, me and Joni had to rename the planet Uranus because I giggle every time she says it. So we renamed Uranus to Doug. Because
he's got a filthy mind.
Thank you.
So Doug, we've got, when we have it's a lunar eclipse, and it's a full lunar eclipse, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a full moon lunar eclipse. And the great thing about it, it's in Virgo. Okay. So Virgo likes to declutter, likes to open up space, everything that we want it to do. Virgo will have us doing it. I love this full moon in Virgo. But Doug, God love little Doug, is in good aspect on one side to Virgo, and he's on good aspect on the other side to the moon, the opposing, and here comes Doug, right? That's the apex is Doug.
It's a good thing that, you know, the good things are there. I didn't mean to crack up, but you said aspect. And I lost
right. Well, and that's where all the energy goes, is right where Doug is at.
Yeah.
So Doug is going to just blow the doors off of things that have been built up, things that, I mean, it's just.
One good fart, and here you go.
It's Doug.
Here it is. Here it is. Look at it. Would you look at it? Just look at it.
You know, Doug kicks down the door. Doug doesn't mess around. Doug likes to surprise.
Or throws you through it.
Doug likes chaos. Doug likes to shock people. So it's just Doug on steroids. That's March 14th.
We're going to have a lot of, quote, shocking things happening.
Oh, it rolls. It literally rolls and rolls through March. Yeah. And then on March 20th, the sun hits Aries. So we have all of these planets right now that are like Pisces and part Aries. It's going to all swing into Aries at the end of the month. So it's like, I don't know. I think it's a little exhausting.
It really is.
It's exhausting.
It is exhausting.
It is.
You're going to need to stay grounded. You're going to need to stay hydrated because you got to be hydrated to stay grounded. With everything coming out, with all the new changes that we're seeing, we're in transition. Okay, we are in transition.
You think?
And the same thing happened 4 years ago. And it took a while for things to mellow out a little bit. But this year it's even stronger because we have timelines correcting themselves.
Yeah.
Some people believe in that, some people don't, and that's your choice. I personally do. I've seen it. I've seen timeline changes. I felt them. Can I prove that? No. So if you want, call me nuts. I don't care because I kind of am. But things are being corrected.
Yeah.
And
yep,
there's going to be some change. I, for one, don't like change. However, I am letting this change flow because I want something better for myself, for my family, for my kids, for my grandkids, and for this country and for this entire planet. And the energy out there right now is so separated.
It's electric,
on fire, and there's hate and anger and jealousy and depression, all fighting happiness and peace. That's a little lopsided of a battle there.
That's your Neptune illusion. It's your delusion illusion. It's really wonky. I mean, it's really kind of weird, but I'm going to tell you what, by March 29th, I think that solar eclipse, bam, goes into Aries for the last Aries hit. And it's at 0 degree of the creator degree. We have too many planets on that 0 degree. Neptune the following day goes into Aries at the 0 creator degree. By March 30th, a path is going to be opened up of some kind. It really has to. It really has to, because it's I don't know what other word to use, but explosive.
Well, there's so many people fighting
to fight,
attempting to be done and changed.
People, see what you don't understand. People don't like change.
No, they don't.
Hey, buddy. No, whether it's for the good or the bad, they don't think that far out because they dislike change.
Right.
So, and whether or not it's a positive change or negative change, they don't care. They do not like change.
No.
So
I am the perfect example, but throughout my healing journey, and you've helped me with this, so thank you. Change can be detrimental to your mental state.
Yes.
To your feelings. Okay. You get fired. You lose somebody. You get a divorce. But if you want to take the Tower card in tarot, if your tower sucks and you want a new tower, guess what? That old one needs to fall down.
That's right.
So you have building materials and a space in order to build your new, better tower. Getting fired, that might lead you to finding the job of your dreams, or finally convince you to go back to school to learn a new trade. So you can get that $25, $35 an hour job that you want. You get in a car accident. Yeah, that sucks. But if you got decent insurance, guess what? You're going to get a better car. You lose someone. You get a divorce. Okay? Well, evidently, it was time and you're not supposed to be with that person anymore. Spirit said, you know what? Now we're going to pick you up, put you over here. But we're going to teach you if you're willing to learn. So if you don't jump right back into a relationship and you actually dig through your previous one and learn why it ended, you can make yourself a better person for your next relationship. And that just might be the one that lasts.
Correct. But
So,
you go with flow with change. You've got to look outside of the box.
yes.
You've got to look all around at the full picture. That's very Libran. A Libra honestly says, well, I like this, but I'm going to listen to this other person's side before I make a decision. So everybody needs to pull on that Libra at the end of the month on that Aries Libra axis, because that's what Libra with an open mind.
Yeah.
Because I'm telling you, Uranus is coming through and blasting open everything on March 14th.
I am open to change right now.
Yeah.
I am open to truth right now. We have been lied to for a long time. The proof is coming out, and there will be more, and it will get to the point where it's undeniable. And people are going to have a very difficult time accepting that fact. And those people are going to need assistance in figuring out how to handle their life going forward, because they believed everything.
But they've been betrayed.
It's okay.
Yeah.
When you believe something wholeheartedly, and then all of a sudden, here, guess what? That's not the way it is. That really affects you.
Yes, it does. For
It
sure
really
it does.
It does.
Yes,
So
it does.
If you are a person having an issue right now, I don't want to put anybody down. If you need help, ask for help.
Right.
Ask for help. It's okay. Ask your conspiracy theory nut job friend. How they can get on the computer and whip all this stuff up, and here it is.
Ask them what's going on. That's what I ended up having to do after I told my friend Drew, you're crazy. I'm going to get you an aluminum foil hat. You are nuts, Drew. You're crazy. That's never going to happen. It all happened.
I told you too. I love you.
I know. I look like an idiot. And I'm like, okay.
And then the veil is removed from your eyes. Ta-da! Yes. Holy shit.
You know what it reminds me of? Remember when you were dating and you're younger and all of your friends don't like who you're dating, and they see something that you don't see, but you fought them tooth and nail. That person's not like that. How do you think that? You're just jealous because I'm happy. I love him, blah, blah, blah. And then you find out the guy was the snake that all of your friends told you. And because, we know he's dated other girls and he's dating behind your back. No, he's not. We've got proof. No, you don't. And you fight and you argue.
Yeah.
And then you find out how wrong you were.
Because you don't want to see it. You don't want to hear it. You don't want to believe it.
That's
because you're in your own little world. Okay. And you think you're happy.
That's right.
And it turns out you're not.
And that's so Neptune. That's so Neptune 29. It's just, it is. It is so Neptune 29 degrees. It really is. It's just
29.
Rise above it. Rise above. You've got to rise above it because you don't want to be swimming with the carp. You want to be up there with the trout or whatever fish goes up higher, sailfish, whatever.
You want to be a flying fish.
Well,
be a flying fish.
Here's another date in March that mark this date down because you got to see if something happens on this date. March 23rd.
23. I knew it. I knew you were going to say 23.
Did you?
Yes. I've been seeing 23 for years.
Really?
Yes.
Well, this is why.
Same with 7-Eleven. So we're going to have to look at 7-Eleven this year.
Okay, but definitely the 23rd of March, because the sun, Venus and Mars are
Hey,
Venus and Mercury are both in retrograde. They're both in Aries. They run into the sun, which is also in Aries, on the 23rd.
that's a hot
So,
poison.
yeah, we have a big boom happening on March 23rd. So it's like communications, it's news, it's emails. Take things as they come, because the sun is going to be with Aries as well. It's going to be like an Aries windfall.
Yeah.
But
And the communication,
yes,
with Mercury and with Venus, you're really going to want to watch your communication with your significant others.
Yep.
With your families, because it can get hair standing up again.
Yep.
It can get real confusing real fast. So if take a pause, say, hey, I need a minute to comprehend what you're trying to tell me. I don't understand you. Can you tell me in a different way what you're trying to get me to understand? And listen to know how your partner or your son or your daughter, listen to know how they feel.
Right.
Don't just argue with them to win the argument. It shouldn't be an argument. It should be a discussion, an open, vulnerable discussion. Hey, this is happening and it's making me feel like this. Can we talk about this? Can we figure out a way to repair this situation, so we can go into a better future?
That's right.
It's too many people. Hey, you didn't take out the garbage.
Oh, I got to do that.
Even though you might have dusted and vacuumed and did all this other stuff that wasn't on your to-do list,
Right.
but you didn't have time to take the garbage out because you were waiting to do that till you got done vacuuming so you could dump the vacuum in the garbage and then take it all out. So you don't have a bunch of dust and stuff sitting in the bottom of your garbage can when you throw a can in there and it goes, and it's dusty again right after you dust it. So try to notice little things that others do. Little things.
That's a big caution day.
Be grateful for the little things you have in your life. That's a good day to wake up and say, hey, I am grateful to be here. I am grateful I can turn my light switch on. I am grateful I can turn my faucet on and have a drink of water. Be grateful for everything, because I couldn't do that for a long time here. I couldn't turn my light switch on. I couldn't get a glass of water out of my sink because of the fire.
And this is a good day when you wake up on the 23rd. I'm grateful that I have the ability to hold my tongue and to really watch my words and listen.
Yeah.
Because that's a big one. That's a Cassimi. That's a big day. Because that's 2, 3. Yeah, that's big.
And a Cassimi is when two planets are right next to each other and kiss. Correct?
With the sun.
Yes.
The heart of the sun. Yeah. But this is Venus and Mars together.
That's a hot kiss. Just saying.
That's like a 3-way. That's not a Cassimi. That's a 3-way.
That's my line.
Is.
That's my line.
That is in Aries. I swear.
I'm wearing on you.
God.
Thank you, Robert.
That's a big day.
And I gotta make a funny here. I gotta make a funny, because you said earlier before this person hopped on that, with Mercury in retrograde with Venus and the exes are going to be beating down your door.
Yeah.
My Shannon popped on right after that.
Oh, that's so funny.
Timing was perfect. It's awesome.
Number 23. That's hilarious.
I don't mean anything bad by that, Shannon. It was just the timing of it. It was perfect.
That was funny. That's hilarious. See, and right after that, we go into the solar eclipse in Aries, which is, that's a big one. It's a nice one.
We need nice.
We need nice.
We need nice.
We need nice. We need nice.
Yes.
And then we have Neptune leaving its 13 year stint into Pisces, going to that 0 degree. That's on March 30th, 31st. And that's another big day. So it's back to back, ins, outs, shifting.
You're gonna there's days you're gonna feel awesome, and there's days you're not gonna want to get out of bed. And I want to tell you point blank, that is okay.
Yes.
You are okay. Tomorrow is gonna be a new day. Okay. Just get through today. You have gotten through every day of your life up to this
Right.
point. You are unstoppable. You are a meat coated skeleton on
That's
a rock, hurtling through space at ungodly miles per hour.
Yeah.
What do you got to be afraid of?
Nothing. And it's the 0 degree. It's Aries. Aries is the creator. It's the new beginning. This is the new beginning. It's the end of March at that 0 degree in Aries. So April, it's full steam ahead.
Aries
Aries.
lights your fire to get off your tail and get things done that you want to do or need to do, or both. So I know these planets can kick our ever loving ass at times, but it is for our benefit. It is so we open our eyes and our ears and we understand and see what is actually happening around us and for us. I almost said to us, but it's not to us, it's for us.
Right.
It is giving us learning opportunities. It is showing us that friend who is actually a frenemy and doing a bunch of stuff behind your back, talking bad about you or stealing from you or what have you. Is that difficult to see and accept? Yes. But you're going to be better off without that person in your life. Because that's going to, when you remove that person from your life, that opens up a new slot to bring somebody better in. The same with losing a relationship. Let it flow and try to learn from it. Same thing goes with what's happening in our government. Let's look at it. Okay. Let's allow the truth to come out because that's what they're trying to do. And let's look at it because this isn't left versus right. This isn't red versus blue. There are bad actors on both sides of the aisle. I will be the first one to say that.
That's right.
We just want the bad actors
Out.
not acting anymore.
We want them all out.
We want good people in there that are going to do their job, not hide things, not take your money and give it away to stupid things and stupid places for stupid reasons and greed. Okay?
Well,
is there greed on both sides of the aisle? Yes, there is. But we need to take care of it. And
if you follow the money, it's not stupid things. It's if you follow the money, it's just, let's face it, it's kickbacks and padding pockets.
It is. It's
These
nuts.
are all fake because when you go and you Google these addresses and go to Google Earth, there are no buildings there. There's no business.
Nope.
There's nothing.
You showed that on your show.
I showed it. It's on my show. And there's thousands of these.
Yes.
Billions and billions of dollars. So get ready for it because that was just the tip, what I showed on my show. And anybody can go through it. Anybody can go through these things.
Yeah.
It's easy to do.
Get on Bing. You'll get better search results.
Go to usspending.gov. Follow the money. The one that I was looking at over the weekend had a checking account with $100 in it in 2023, and in 2024 it had $2 billion put in there.
That was a nonprofit.
That's right. That's what all the ones I'm looking at.
It showed no income, no outgo, nothing. Just $100
no business
in an account, no business, and they got millions,
billions. This was supposed to be exchanging gas stoves for electric stoves, and it's crazy what is being found. So you just got to let this run its course, wait for the reports to come out,
And
and
what
be smart.
what a lot of people don't understand, they think by buying an electric stove, they're getting away from using fossil fuels. No, you're not. How do you think that electricity is made? Fossil fuels, nuclear, wind, solar.
Well,
Yeah, those are good.
people that cook on gas stoves aren't going to give them up.
No,
They love gas stoves.
you will not take my gas stove.
People that use them. I don't have one, but people that use them, they love them, so they should have them.
Well,
Period.
I mean, you need to adjust the temperature. If something's starting to burn, you turn the dial down, it's immediately down. An electric stove, no, that iron on that grate has to take time to cool down. I do not like electric stoves.
Well, that company was not replacing any stoves. We all know it. It was padding somebody's pocket.
Mhm.
So that's coming out, and it's just all a matter of time. So we just got to let it run its course.
Yes.
That's for March, is to allow things to run their natural course
Yes.
and be open and just float above all the noise.
Float down the river on the log. Don't try to go up current and make ripples.
Yeah.
Let things flow. I like Robert's comment here. I just want to know where the gold is.
You know, that's close to my house, Robert. You want me to go down there and try to bust in? That Fort Knox is close to me.
Well, I need to.
It's close.
When Mr. T was president the first time, there were rumors, and I can't verify. I cannot verify. I have no proof. And where I saw this has since been taken down, so I can't even put the receipts in front of you anymore. That there's a lot of that, stuff disappearing. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But word was they emptied the vaults of the Vatican, and they wanted to put the entire world back on the gold standard. There was enough gold in the Vatican in order to do that, to exponentially jumpstart the economy.
Well, I believe that.
So, wondering where the gold is in Fort Knox, all of a sudden, all these gold bars are flowing from British banks over to the United States. Where's the destination? Did somebody?
I'll look for what would they
And
transport it in? A big trucks? I'll keep my eyes out.
Word is there's tunnels that lead to Fort Knox, and it could have been snuck out that way.
Ohio River.
Yeah.
It's right down the Ohio River.
Yeah.
Well,
Mr. O'Dale.
There are enough people, through the years that have claimed, this is just rumors. And, when you live around an area, you hear all the locals and the local rumors. And 9 times out of 10, they're right. It's empty. That's just what we've heard for years, that there's nothing there.
Yeah, we have.
But we don't know. You want me to go down there and take pictures of it? I should. It's not far. You can't get in, but...
No, that place is impenetrable.
Yeah, you can't.
What was that movie where they robbed? Goldfinger?
I don't remember.
I think Goldfinger.
It's almost like when Geraldo went into the vault, Al Capone's vault, and it was empty.
Yep.
Well,
I want to know what information is in the Vatican. I want to know what books are in the Vatican. I want to know.
I want to see the astrology books
in the Vatican. I want to know.
I want to go see all this. Well, he's not going to, and one thing to remember in eclipse season, and I know it's not nice to talk about, but when we have an eclipse occurring on the south node, which is the 14th, that's past. That's things that usually is a loss. The 14th. where the one on the eclipse on the 29th is in the north node, it's gains. So I imagine if people like the Pope or whatever around the 14th, we'll have to keep our eyes open because it's a south node eclipse. It's a loss.
Yeah, and he's not doing so hot.
That's when people check out.
Yeah, did he just have a heart failure?
I don't know. He's like 100 or something.
I think it was
He's
heart
got
failure.
pneumonia.
It's either heart or lungs or both. I heard on the news yesterday that they are doing ceremonies that they did right before the last pope passed on. So I think they.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll have to watch and see, but that's classic March 14th. That's classic South Node eclipse. It's usually famous people. It's always famous people. So that'll be around the 14th. But it's hopping. It's hopping all through March.
Yes.
Like we say, the best thing to do is to roll with all of March.
Yeah.
March is the biggest month, I think, for the year. I do.
Thank you, man. We try. We try to keep, everything cited in. We really do.
Yeah.
I like doing what Bongino does. He doesn't, at the first mention of something, he doesn't bust out a program on it. He waits and he looks for the evidence, and then he puts his evidence on their show. He's got a special page on the website where he puts his receipts, the black and white. Here it is. You can go and look at it yourself.
Right.
I'll hear something, I'll see something, and I'm like, I'll get excited about it. It's like, nah, just hang on. Let's see where this goes, and then we'll go from there. I'm really trying to have patience with that.
Yeah. Especially with like the JFK files, the RFK files.
Yes.
We just got to have patience. They're coming.
There's so many pages it's going to take time to go through.
Right.
And with the Epstein file case, she had it on her desk. She was supposed to put it out. She put out what she had. She was told by the FBI that here's everything. Well, it turns out the New York field office didn't give her everything.
He's gone. They just fired him.
Yeah.
Or he resigned.
He was told to resign, so he
good
did.
looking guy. I didn't know he was that good looking. I'm telling you, you look like a model.
So we're gonna get the information when it's time. What do they always say? You'll receive things in divine timing.
Right.
And where the universe is in play, putting things back together, the universe has to have time in order to set everything up, because the people that are not for us are still trying to get rid of things and hide things and protect themselves. There are people scrambling in DC to sell their homes.
Right.
That was one of the biggest things on Google searches the other day.
That and offshore accounts.
Offshore accounts, yeah. It's crazy. I mean, it's right there. It's public information. Here it is. And people still won't believe it. It's called cognitive dissonance. They have been brainwashed to the point to where if you prove to them that their life is not true, let me clarify. Their life is their life. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But what they believed and what they've been taught was false information. They can't accept it. They refuse to accept it because that means they have to accept that they were wrong.
That's right.
They can't do that.
Well, and it's a betrayal. It's like when everybody was telling me that stuff, and I was like, I don't believe you. That's not true. That would never happen. That's not true. And it started to happen. And it was like, oh, you were right. Oh, you were right. You were right. But it is a betrayal because it's like you say, it's things we are brought up to trust what authority tells us.
Yes. And Howie, please like and subscribe. If you roll up in the comments, I did post the links to YouTube pages and Facebook pages. So yeah, if you could like and subscribe. And before I forget, I would like to wish Donna Brown Wallace a very happy heavenly birthday. She passed from cancer not too long ago, and today is her birthday. So I'd like to say that.
Okay.
Wonderful woman. She ran a store and
Store by in my area.
yeah.
Her daughter is running the store shop.
Yeah, and I'm going to put the link in here right now because I had it all set up.
Yep.
It's Silver Wolf.
Silver Wolf.
And awesome people, awesome knowledge and items, stones, crystals, tarot, magic, just awesome.
Great job. And her daughter does live, so they do ship a lot of merchandise. She's got a lot of cool stuff.
Yes.
She's got every herb you can imagine in that place.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, and it's good quality stuff. You know you're getting the right thing when you order from them. You know, it's good stuff.
Yes.
One whole wall. It's good stuff. But just remember in March too, Venus retrograde can affect relationships. It's not a good time to impulse buy.
No. Impulse buy, car, house, purse, shoes, tools for the guys, boyfriend or girlfriend. It's not a good time to impulse.
Not with Venus. That's money as well. That's your money. But you know, it's a good time to work on a budget.
Yeah.
You know, and if you're just starting to date somebody and it's not going as quick as you like, just give it a month.
Yeah.
Because it'll be out in April and things will speed back up. So just don't push it. It'll be fine.
Oh, Lois. I guess they suspended the lives for right now for the Silver Wolf. I'm not sure. I didn't realize.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that, Lois.
Thank you for that information. Absolutely.
She's a doll.
And Shannon, I did see a couple of your comments, but I did not get the stars notification for saying thank you for sending stars. That is appreciated. That is one way that you can support us and the Rift Network is by sending stars. And you can also, I get back over to the screen I'm on here because I
get to the screen.
Way up in that corner, way up there, there's a QR code. So if you want to send us a cup of coffee, you can send us a cup of coffee or what have you. It helps us be able to pay the fees and whatnot to run the network and pay for the programming that we use to put this on. So it's very appreciated.
Let's see. What else is on my little paper that's going on? Venus, Mercury into retrograde. They're in Aries. Then they go back into Pisces. Then they come back out, and they're both in Aries when they go forward in April.
In, out.
Back, forth, back and forth.
Out.
And then the biggest thing that we're going to have is Neptune. That's the biggest thing. And then I'll look at April too, because coming off of March, April has got to be busy too, I imagine.
I'm sure. Neptune likes to blur the lines. Yep. Okay, here's this information. There's a middle point. Here's the truth. Here's the not truth. But Neptune kind of blurs that line, so you're not sure of what you're looking at or what you're hearing or what you're understanding. So again, patience. And I know.
It is.
I am one of the worst people with patience. But I am getting better at it because I want all this information now. I do, but I understand it's going to take time.
Patience.
Yes.
You know what's funny too with Neptune?
Yes, thank you.
With Neptune is highly clairvoyant. It's your clairvoyant spot. One of your clairvoyant triggers, and so your dreams are going to be really big too coming up because Neptune has been traveling along with the North Node of Destiny. So it could be a lot of things like, why am I here? What is my life path? So there's just a lot involved with the Neptune.
Yeah.
And also be aware. I'm not going to say it could happen that this falls under airborne type things that float around in the air like it did in 2020.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that could pop out again too.
Like putting certain
Lockdown.
bacteria into fog so that everybody starts coming down with pneumonia and RSV and stuff like that.
Or water. Neptune is water.
Detoxing is going to be huge. I would recommend a parasite cleanse. I'm going to do that, and I've never done one, and I'm going to do it. I did not get that. However, there are other ways to disperse things like that. And people have ridiculed me for years for believing this is happening. And I'm going to say the word chemtrails.
Oh, that's the stuff in the sky, right? The little.
Yeah. Now, I know at certain times, at certain conditions, a plane flying through the air can make fog, what have you, okay, from the wings and the moisture and whatnot. However, these chemtrails are totally different. There is video evidence of them spraying. There is evidence, air quality evidence. They followed one of these and they took air samples out of that stream, and the aluminum, strontium, bromium. I mean, everything that's bad for us is in that. The aluminum content in the snow in the mountains is exponentially above any safe limit. How did that get there? It's snow.
No, it didn't.
Your water, get a good water filter that will filter these things out. Reverse osmosis. That'll take everything out.
Well, you should be happy to know that RFK Jr. is getting ready to ban them.
That's where I'm going. If they did not exist,
why is he banning them?
Why would they need to be banned?
That's happening.
It is happening. They are going to ban forever chemicals, the PBAs. They are going to ban the food dyes that cause cancer and ADHD in kids. Our food is going to be food again. It is time to be excited because our food is food. It is chemical. It is not food.
It should be. It's an exciting, healthy time. Get rid of that stuff.
I am so ready.
These are positive changes. These are wonderful changes.
I plant a big garden.
Yep.
And I get non-GMO seed. That way I can can my own vegetables and potatoes, carrots, corn, peas, what have you. And there's no chemicals. I don't spray them with anything.
That's right.
You open a box of Cheerios, grind it up and test it. Guess what? Oh, I just lost the name of the herbicide that they use. Monsanto makes it. Roundup, and I don't know. I can't think of it. But anyway, it's in there. You're putting that into your body.
Well, if it's banned in other countries, then that should be a pretty good indication that it's not healthy for you.
Absolutely.
That should be a kind of a red flag.
The GMOs, GMO corn, it produces a botulism type thing to where when the worm eats the corn, its stomach explodes. You don't think that affects the human body?
Well, sure it does. Sure it does. I mean, it's good things that are happening. We're going to be at the zero creator degree. It's all kinds of good things that are coming. So it's a good time to be alive. It's a great time to be positive and stay positive, because all of these things are going to be very, very good.
That's the thing. Because you can wake up in the morning and you can wake up angry and pissed off because you got to get up and you got to work. You got to go to work, and all this stuff is changing around you, and you can choose. You can be angry about it, you can be depressed about it, or you can wake up and say, thank you, Spirit, for another day. I get to go to work. Very important during Mercury retrograde. I get to go to work. I got a job. I may not like my job, but I got a job. I'm grateful for that. I can look for a different job that I like while I'm still currently employed.
That's
Because
right.
if you just tell Spirit, I want a different job, next day, boom, you're fired.
Right.
You got to be specific.
And just remember in Mercury retrograde to check your appointments, review things, review your papers, review contracts.
Small print.
There's nothing to it.
Small print. And you get to choose whether you are angry or whether you are grateful. And the more grateful you are, the better life is going to be for you. Because when you choose to be depressed and angry, that puts chemicals out in your body. It's fight or flight. And that can cause a lot of health issues.
Mm-hmm.
When you choose to say, okay, hey, I am grateful that I have this. I can go, I can come home. I can cash my check. I can go get gas. I can go to the movie tonight. I have somebody in my life. I have friends. I have family. I have this. Whatever you have, be grateful for it. If you're homeless, living on the street in New York in a cardboard box, be grateful for your cardboard box.
Well, they should be putting them in the hotels.
It's mindset. It takes some time, but you can retrain your brain on how it thinks. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of effort. I had to retrain mine. I did. Yep. I'm still doing it. I'm still in process, and that's okay. Because I'm guilty. I wake up in the morning and my back hurts, my neck hurts, my shoulders hurt, my thumb hurts.
That's just old age.
And I got to tell myself, hey, you woke up. Be grateful for that.
That's right.
You hurt, but that lets you know you're still alive. Be grateful for that.
Yep. Just remember
with your shoulders because they hurt today. So be careful with them. That's. Thank you for that information.
But remember to keep an eye, because Neptune is very strong now until the end of the month. If you do know somebody that suffers from any kind of mental issues, to check on them.
Yeah.
Just double check on them, make sure they're okay, because it's very strong. It's very, it's just, can I get into emails? Oh, I haven't looked at my messages yet, but I'll look, Denise. So you just be very careful with that Neptune at 29, and remember to stay clear. Don't get into gossip stuff. Don't get into scandals, because scandals can pop up too. And be careful too with scams. That's another thing that Neptune can do, is scams.
It is huge right now.
Is it?
Huge. It is huge. Yeah, I talked with the FBI about, when I got scammed, and even they said it is off the hook.
Is it really?
Yes.
Okay. And if you're in a floodplain,
and it's not just electronic scams, it's mail scams.
Yeah, it's everything.
Calling you, telling you that they're the sheriff's department and you have to pay this fee or you're going to jail, and you have to pay it in Amazon gift cards. No, I don't. Click. But then call your local law enforcement and give them that phone number so they can look into it. When I got scammed, I was doing some online trading with a legitimate brokerage company, Ally Financial. It's a legitimate company. And I was busy. I was with a client. I was trying to get a trade made. I was working on the house. And I got up to go do something. I came back real quick. Within 15, 20 seconds, somebody was monitoring my internet. They got through my firewall. They switched the real brokerage company for a fake brokerage company. The real one is ALLY. The fake one was ALY. I didn't notice it because I was in a hurry. And within 30 seconds, I had $100,000 gone.
See, that's how quick it goes.
That's quick. And if you don't, if you think it can't happen to you, guess what? Same thing with a tornado or a flood, like Joni was mentioning. Even if you don't live in a floodplain, you probably better have some kind of flood insurance on your insurance. Yeah, it's going to raise it up a little bit, but if a pipe breaks and it floods your basement and ruins all the drywall and the carpet and everything, guess what? That's a flood. It's not covered.
Yeah.
They will fight you on that.
Just be
So-
careful with water and snow and rain events.
Yes.
That's Neptune. That's very, very strong Neptune.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's strong with Neptune.
Yeah. Watch your emails. If you don't know who an email's from, just delete it. And you'll get them all the time where the main message is just all kinds of weird fonts. Delete it. Delete it. Don't even open it.
Don't even open it. No, especially in the next 2 weeks. Don't open anything that you don't know who it's from.
Yeah.
Next 2 weeks, don't do it.
And if you get a call from
Don't.
somebody, say the IRS, saying you owe money and you need to pay it or you're going to be arrested, hang up with them and call the IRS. Hey, I just got a call from this number stating that they were you. Is this true?
They don't even answer their phones. They don't call anybody.
Yeah, right, Renee. They got in there somehow. I don't know how they did it.
So just be careful with that. I'm trying to think of other things Neptune is really good at.
Hang on a second. I think we got a troll.
So just be careful with that.
Yeah, I don't think so. And blocked. It's that simple. It's that easy.
It's that easy, but just watch the 2 retrogrades, 2 eclipses, lots of shifts, and you just know it's coming. So you just deal with it. You just roll with a lot of that.
Yeah.
Just be very careful till the end of March, until it gets into Aries, and then we'll be okay.
Well, we need to be careful all the time. We need to pay attention to our surroundings. We need, especially right now, we need to watch other people's behaviors because they're going to come unglued. People are going to come unglued.
They're going to come unglued with the eclipses and Neptune. It's just roll with it. Just roll with. That's all you can do. It just
There's a lot of
limit your time online.
Yeah, and if I think the best way I can put this is, if you're watching a news story,
I don't.
and if you're watching a news story, and all of a sudden it's just all doom and gloom, and you feel that, turn it off. Go watch a funny cat video instead. Seriously.
Just don't watch it for the next 2 weeks. Just don't watch it, because it's gonna 9 times out of 10 with Neptune sitting at 29, it's not truth. You're not hearing the truth.
I mentioned watching a funny cat video, and then right after that, Robert puts his comment up.
Watching you.
You can't make that up.
Oh, look at her.
Yeah.
Look at her. Then Noodles.
Noodles
is stretched.
What's up, Noodles?
Noodles is tired. She's exhausted.
It's been a Monday.
She was playing with her mouse earlier. Now she's sleeping.
Something else I want to bring up while we're still on the show. I mentioned it earlier, but especially if you are an empathic individual, and you may not even be aware that you're an empathic individual, but empaths, there's different kinds of empathy. You know what empathy is? You feel for another person. There is physical empathy, where if somebody is hurting, you feel that pain. That's one way I know where to work on with my Reiki patients. How long has your left hip been bothering you? How the hell did you know that? Because mine hurts. How long? There's emotional empathy, many different kinds of empathy. And one of them is feeling other people's emotions. And speaking of, when times are like this, when there's so much division being caused by the mainstream media and everybody out there, and everybody's at each other's throats, we feel that.
Sure.
So,
of course we do.
If you wake up in the morning and you feel depressed, you feel sad, what have you. Ask yourself, is there anything that I'm going through currently that is causing this? If there is, okay, I see that. Okay, this could be mine. If there's not, guess what? It's not yours.
That's right.
Take your hand, pull it out, hand it back to spirit, and say, thank you for that lesson, but I don't need this today. You'd be amazed in 20 minutes.
Well, and that's true because number one, fear drops your vibrational energy so low. And that's why they do what they do, because when you're in a fear vibrational level, you're not thinking clearly because you're vibrating so low.
Yeah.
So it's all planned out. They know these things. They have studied vibrational frequencies. They've known it. They've used it.
Yes, they have.
So they've used it with music. They use it with broadcasts.
Mm-hmm.
Just be smarter than they are.
Yeah. And if you don't think that the government will spray things on you, Google St. Louis. If you don't think they'll do experiments on you, Google Tuskegee.
Think again.
Just saying.
Well, I had an FBI agent tell me that personally back in the late 80s. So it does happen. It does happen. He told me.
It does.
He told me.
And there's information coming out now, and it's good information.
Droves.
About how to cure chronic illnesses very quickly and very cheaply.
Yep.
One of them being cancer.
Yep.
They've had the cure for cancer. I've said this before. They've had the cure for cancer for decades.
Yes, they have.
Decades. One of those cures was used for malaria on humans, and then it was taken over by the veterinary industry to rid animals of parasites. It's ivermectin.
Yeah. Decades. Peer review studies out the wazoo.
Hemp.
They're out there. Look them up.
Hemp helps to cure it. My brain's exploding right now.
Yeah,
I
it's true.
apologize, but my brain is exploding because they have had the cure for this. And one of the things that the causes, it is now scientifically proven, it has been peer reviewed and published, causes cancer. Right after my mom got her, which I said you probably shouldn't do that, but
fear.
She got bone cancer.
Yep.
And passed away from bone cancer. So I am invested in this emotionally. So if I'm coming off a little raw, I apologize.
Turbo cancers.
Yes.
They're finding it. It's turbo.
In young people. 1 minute they're fine, and in 2 months they're at stage 4.
That's right.
They actually termed it turbo cancer.
That's what the nickname of it. Yeah. So
it is nuts what has been done to us. And when the truth comes out, we will heal from it. You bet, man. It is. Sometimes it can be overwhelming.
It can. And that's Neptune too, is your clairvoyance. So if you do have clairvoyance and you use it and you're aware of it, just be very aware that it's very strong. I mean,
and if you don't feel good, go get it checked out.
Yeah.
And then look into alternative things. Chemotherapy kills more, a lot of the patients itself. It's not the cancer, it's the chemo.
Yep.
You're in a weakened state and they're giving you radiation, which causes radiation sickness. If I get cancer, you ain't doing that to me. I will go to the vet I will
Go to
purchase,
go to Tennessee. Go to
and
somewhere where it's over the counter.
I will treat
Legal.
myself. I will change my diet so it is alkaline instead of acid. I will oxygenize. I will beat it myself. If not, it's time for me to go home. I'm going home.
Well, when Uranus gets in Gemini in July, all of those medical breakthroughs will hit because that's where it is in the astrology is July.
Med beds, just saying.
July.
And if you did get that thing is making spike proteins inside your body in every cell. And your immune system it attacks foreign objects in your body. So spike proteins are foreign objects. So it causes inflammation in the joints, in the organs, everything. Now they're figuring out ways in order to remove that spike protein naturally with certain things. I'm not going to say those certain things on here because we'll get flagged and tossed off.
Yeah.
But if
It's
you
out
do some
there.
homework,
It's out there.
it's out there. You can get the information. It is out there. A lot of times it keeps getting taken down, but people keep putting it back up.
It's all out there. So
So
just
you
be
can
careful. Be careful the whole month and just roll with it.
Yeah.
It'll be a good month. It's eclipse time. Eclipse time is always good. That's when things happen and change comes, and
When
we've got 2. We've only
during-
got 4 this year.
only 4.
Yeah. That's not bad because sometimes you can have 6.
When we have an eclipse, I recommend not making moon water, not charging your stones and crystals during an eclipse because the energy can be so chaotic.
That's right.
You set your intention on a new job, and
Don't do
like I
it.
said, the next day you're fired. And if you do, be very, very Nat's ass specific. I want a new job, but I want to find a new job while I keep my current job in a healthy and happy way. You need to specify. But when during an eclipse, I don't set my intentions.
No, you
I
don't.
don't charge my stones and crystals. I don't make moon water. I smudge. But you should do that periodically anyway.
Right. That's about it. I mean, it's erratic. It's just, the ancients were terrified during eclipses, that they thought that those were premonitions of something, that a leader was going to pass away or be gone. And so it's just something that should really be honored, and just let them go. Just don't do anything. Just act like it's a normal day, just like it's another day.
And when you think about it, the geometry and the distances and the measurements, the moon is the perfect size and the perfect distance from the earth to totally block out the sun with just a ring of fire around it.
Yep.
It's when you really start looking at the mathematics of it, the diameter of the moon and the diameter of the sun have a direct correlation along with the diameter of the earth.
How were they?
The ancients knew this.
Yeah, they did.
They knew this. And that's why we have so many megalithic structures all over the world that they are finding. Some are 30,000 years old. We had intelligent people that knew how to build things that we can't. This day, they did.
Yep.
It's aligned with the stars, which is astrology. They were educated. They knew mathematics.
Crazy.
It's nuts.
Crazy accurate. So.
Yeah, exactly. There was no studies. They actually, I got to walk back on that one, because they had the vaccine years. If you do your homework,
they had the patent
vaccine.
They had the patent
ready, and it was patented. Yes,
yeah.
For that.
The patent was before it even hit.
Years ago. But then all of a sudden they had to, quote, scramble to come up with the vaccine. Here, let's have another lie.
It's just one right now. It's just.
And we said that it came out of Wuhan, out of the lab in Wuhan. Everybody said, no, you're crazy. No, I'm not.
That's
Because
been
guess what
proven
there's proof
differently
of now? Guess what there's proof of now? It came from the lab in Wuhan.
Well, and guess who paid for it to be put there? We did. We did. USAID money.
And why do you think Putin invaded Ukraine? Because Ukraine had 51 biolabs. Mainstream news is not going to tell you that. 51 biolabs. That's why he went in to destroy those.
The UN knows it because the pictures are there.
And Mr. T is playing 4D chess because the Ukraine has a lot of very precious metals and minerals. What do we need to build our own chips for computers and cars and trucks? We need those precious metals. Where have we been getting a lot of them? China. Who is China involved with? Russia. Trump is making a deal with Russia. Trump is trying to make a deal with Ukraine. That way, Russia gets some of them. They're happy. We get some of them. We're happy. We stay ahead of China. He is playing 4D chess. He is setting this up.
You just gotta trust what's going on. You just gotta trust
patience.
it. You know,
patience.
we don't know. We just gotta trust what's going on. You know?
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. And when Mr. B got elected 4 years ago, they told us, just be patient, give it time. Yeah, we did. And then we do our homework, and everything we said that was going on is happening.
Yep.
So let's give it some time, and let's
Let
be
it
happy.
roll.
Don't worry, be happy now.
That's right. The astrology for 2025 is hectic, but it's all very positive. Very positive. It's kind of crazy, but it's positive.
It is going to be rough in the best ways. How's that?
Yep. Well, we better get off here. It's like 25 after.
Oh, so it is.
So, well, I'm going to get off. You'll probably chat for a while. So everybody have a safe week, and we'll see you in 2 weeks, right?
Yep.
That'll be around right after the eclipse. So we'll talk about the eclipse.
Sounds good.
And April. I'll look ahead at April.
All right. Sounds good.
Have a great week.
All right.
Bye.
You too. Bye. Bye. All righty. I think I got a little worked up. Another great chat session. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. It's appreciated. We appreciate the fact that you support the RNN network. And we will see you next time. And I changed my music. So if you haven't heard it yet, get through the closing video and then listen to my music. Let me know what you think. Please and thank you. Good night, all.